today with Jackson Truluck. He's making a big name for himself in the music world. We're going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about his time in Georgetown because, yeah, he was born in Florence, but he spent a lot of his childhood here in Georgetown County before moving to the upstate. First of all, thank you for being here today.
Absolutely, I appreciate you having me.
So let me ask you this. Now, you grew up partly in Georgetown County. Tell us about your time here.
Oh, I love that. I grew up right around my grandmother and my grandfather and lived right down the road from them. And I have a bunch of family in Georgetown. My mom was born and raised here, so it's just it's always been a home. Even when I'm up in Anderson, it's a home away from home. So it's I love Georgetown and went to elementary school here. Went to Kensington and actually since being back in town this week, I've gotten to have a reunite with my fourth grade teacher. We'll shout out Mr. Proctor. So I always cherish my time from Georgetown because it's always a special memory that I hold dear.
Now, when you were in fifth grade, your stepdad got a transfer from Santee Cooper from Georgetown,
Correct.
so when you're on generating station to Anderson.
Yep.
So you've been there since fifth grade.
Yep.
And now we always made jokes because I knew your mom and dad when they were here. We made jokes because you're a Gamecock family.
Yes.
And you moved to Clemson.
Moved to enemy territory.
Yeah, there you go. What's that been like?
Oh, goodness, there's a little too much orange, but
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. We're slowly but surely we'll try to convert them over a little bit. But
There you go. Well, very
whether we
good.
ever accomplish it, we'll see.
Well, very good. Yeah. So tell us about now. You're still how old right now?
20.
20.
I'll turn 21 in July.
So you're not even a legal adult yet.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to drinking and things like that.
That's right.
But you're already becoming a big name in the music world.
I
mean,
appreciate that.
you've won awards. You've had all kinds of accomplishments. So tell us about how it got started. First of all, your type of music you sing.
So what's out on streaming platforms, I kind of explained this a little bit earlier before we went on air. So the type of music I have on streaming platforms is a lot more country, traditional country. That's always where my roots will be, but I'm kind of shifting my sound whenever you come out to see full band shows and live shows. A lot of times you'll hear a lot more of a southern rock, blues, that kind of sound. That's just kind of where I'm moving in my little artist journey, I guess, so to speak. But yeah.
So when did you play your first song? When did you know that, hey, this is what I want to do?
I always kind of had influence. I was raised around music. My grandfather plays guitar. My mom and my dad sing. I was raised in. I actually went to for a long time the First Assembly right here down the road, not too far from where we are. And I grew up. My granddad played guitar in the church, and he always played by ear. And so I think I got Guitar Hero 3. I was among the entire my generation was that all got the same video game, the same Christmas, and it just stuck with me. And all the music from it, all the music that my granddad introduced me to, my dad, my mom, and so I was always around music. And then I always sang just to myself, whether it was in the shower or at home, just walking around singing different songs. And so I got to the point where I was like, well, maybe I kind of want to try to do it, but I always thought it was kind of far-fetched. And so then in 2017, I was at my dad's house and I picked up a guitar and I decided, I think I want to kind of learn how to play this. I kind of want to learn how to do this. And so I was playing his, for the guitar players out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. I was playing his Taylor and he said, well, take one home with you and mess around with it for the next couple months and see if see if it takes to you. And I said, okay. He said, but you can't take that one. You got to go to the closet and go get the pawn shop guitar from a $50 guitar or whatever that'll make your fingers bleed. He said, but you can take that one home and learn on it. And I started at it. And I think I came back 3 or 4 months later, and I was playing Stairway to Heaven and Simple Man and just different songs that everybody would recognize. And then I started taking writing seriously, like songwriting, in about 2020 when COVID hit. And because I had nothing else better to do, and then that's just kind of where it took off. Once I started writing songs, my singing became a lot more serious. My guitar playing, I started taking a lot more serious, and it's just kind of taken off from there. I started playing live shows out a couple years ago, and gotten to do some really cool stuff over the last couple of years.
So how do you get your ideas for the songs? I mean, how does something go from nothing on the piece of paper to a song that's recorded?
That is a question I could sit here for 6 hours and try to give you an answer. But it's probably it's the reason that I love writing music is that process. Man, the ideas come from all different places. They come from, some people have dreams, which those people are aliens to me. And then some people like me, I love wordplay, which is funny because I grew up hating English in school, but and I became a songwriter, go figure. But I grew up hating English, but now I love wordplay and any kind of figurative language, anything like that, and it piques my interest. And so anytime I have like a little thought of a line, or people always have ideas of, oh man, that kind of sounds like a song or something like that. Instead, I take those ideas and I say, okay, what does that song look like? And then you take it out and you try to tell the story. And then most of the time, my guitar parts just kind of come along with it. Or sometimes I'll write the music first, sometimes I'll write the words first. But it's really, I don't know, it's very open-ended. There's not a lot of structure, which is one of the reasons why it's so rewarding, because it happens in so many different ways.
Are you ever riding down the road and have to pull over because you're like, oh, I gotta write that down right now?
I absolutely have. And one of the best things that a telephone company has ever done is put the little voice recorder app on your phone, because I can't tell you, I've got hundreds of recordings of just, hey, I just had an idea, but I can't write it down right now.
You're scared you'll forget it.
Right, I'm scared I'll forget it, so I gotta get it. I gotta record it like right now. And so, and I do it all the time.
So, how many songs have you written?
Oh gosh, well, completed. It's probably close to the 100 mark, or hundreds really.
And how many of those have been recorded?
Oh, only about 7, I think.
Wow, so you got a library out there to pull from.
Yeah, that's one thing about songwriters is that there's always another batch of songs.
That's what I hear. Like when Prince died, we hear his vault has thousands of songs he wrote, recorded, but they're just sitting there, but never published.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and that's absolutely true of pretty much any writer. There's always a song they're not telling you about.
Now, how old were you when you wrote your first song? Not a cover song, but your own original song.
I was probably 15.
Okay. So you've been writing for at least 5 years. Yeah. So to have 100 or so songs in 5 years, that's great.
Yeah,
that is great.
Well, and I've had a lot of things get in the way of I take breaks from writing from time to time. Just whether it be I try not to use the word writer's block, because I think sometimes people use it as an excuse, but I do definitely, life gets in the way certain times and you don't get to sit down as much as you want to. So I feel like I definitely want to write more than I do.
Now your journey has taken you a lot of places in this short amount of time. You've been on the national stage. Tell us about where it's taken you so far.
So I have, I've gotten a lot of really, really cool opportunities, especially in such a short amount of time. I was nominated and then won Male Vocalist of the Year for the Josie Music Awards at the Grand Ole Opry. That was a unreal experience.
I mean, there's been musicians that are 50, 60 years old that never stepped foot on the Grand Ole Opry stage. You're 20 and you've done it.
Well, and I hope I get to go back. I hope it's not the last time. And that's always my motivational factor, is just do it again. But I think that it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot that's happened. That stepping into the circle at the Opry was probably definitely the coolest moment of my life so far. And it's this whole journey has been a lot of fun. I've gotten to meet a lot of great people. I've gotten to do a lot of really fun things that a lot of people don't get to say they've done. And I'll always be grateful for that.
So you're back home this week, and you're going to be in Merle Summit tomorrow night on Friday nights. And tell us about what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, so we'll be at Wicked Tuna. I'll be doing a solo show from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's Friday, June the 7th. And then I'll be going up back to where I was born, close to where I was born in Florence. I'll be doing a show in Darlington at the Golden Saddle, and that'll be a 9 to 1 show, so it'll be pretty late night. And then Sunday, June the 9th, we'll be at Duck's Nightlife in North Myrtle Beach. We'll be playing there from 8:30 to midnight. So I'm sure we'll get a lot of the exiting CCMF crowd. so it'll be a great time. And if anybody's available or anybody's in the area, y'all please come out and y'all go check us out. It'll be a really good time. Okay. This is my first time coming back to this area. And I know the beach community is very tight-knit when it comes to its music scene. And so it's, in some ways it's kind of cut itself off because it's so self-sustaining. And it's a special thing that they have down here at the beach. It really is. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the area and playing some good music for everybody.
Now, have you had the thrill of hearing one of your songs on the radio yet?
I have had, so I had I did a radio interview up with Mudflap and Palmer up in the Florence area. And I think their radio station is 99.3 The Cat. I hope I didn't mess that up.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, they're awesome, and I got to go on and do a radio interview with them, and they played some music, and they played some music, and I'm hoping I can get some more stuff played with them pretty soon. But yeah, that's always a work in progress.
And what's been your biggest song so far? The most popular?
Oh, so the biggest song stream-wise, I believe, is "Thank You for the Broken Heart."
She packed all her bags and left me right here by myself. I said, I'm begging you, don't leave me. It'll be a cold hell. She said, one day you'll realize this was for the best. I never thought that she was right until I spoke these words and said, thank you for the broken heart. Thank you for teaching me what I really should have known all along, and I could never see.
What's your next one coming out?
So I'm actually doing a re-release, hopefully very, very, very soon, we had some issues. So some people who've kept up with me pretty closely will probably know the song that I put out, I think back in October, called Eastern Side of Fighting.
Lord knows I never thought you'd be right by my side for the fall. What ain't yours is mine to feel. Through the pain that made me heal. Well, I know not to chase the light. The eastern side of fighting has the dark parts of hearts on a leash. It'll tell you where to thrive. It'll slowly take your life away from you. Away from you.
What you want to say to your fans and family and friends in Georgetown County as we wrap up?
Just thank you guys so much. If y'all aren't already, please go follow all my socials. Facebook is hitting a stride, and we're growing and following there, but we're gonna try to start pretty soon boosting everything on TikTok and trying to get everything on there to where I can do some live streams. Instagram, we're trying to boost that. YouTube, those are the main ones. And then working on some issues with my website right now, but we'll have that up back pretty soon. But whenever that is back up, it's JacksonTruluckMusic.com. And yes, so just come check us out Friday, June 7th at Wicked Tuna from 2 to 6 p.m. Saturday at the Golden Saddle in Darlington from 9 to 1. And Sunday night, June 9th at North Myrtle Beach at Duck's Nightlife from 8:30 to 12. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much. And this interview's been really fun. I really appreciate it.